listening to The Gender Rebels.
I'm Kathleen, a cis woman and ally.
And I'm Faith, a trans woman.
Gender Rebels is a question and answer podcast that explores life outside the gender binary.
A big thanks to our Patreon supporters.
If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/genderrebels. Hey everyone, I'm Kath.
And I am Faith.
Faith, do we have any new patrons today?
We have some wonderful new patrons.
Yay!
We have Angela M.
Angela, thank you.
Thank you. We have Jay, that's J-A-E.
Jay, thank you, Jay.
Last initial D.
Yes.
J-D.
J-D.
And we have Emily S.
Emily S. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
No
Y'all are
joke.
awesome.
Wow.
And
thank
Kath and I
you.
have come up with some fun new patron stuff. I know we haven't posted a lot of patron stuff for patrons only. That was weird. But we're going to be posting some more fun stuff too. We actually got intoxicated recently and came up with some really fun ideas for our patrons. So those will be going out. We'll be putting those up soon.
That's where truly solid comedy comes from, is the state of intoxication.
And as Steve Martin said, the best laughter truly comes from a joke delivered by professional comedians.
That is what Steve Martin says. Yes.
So, we're not professional comedians, but we're aspiring. Actually, I've been paid to do comedy before.
I was paid once. I got $22.
I also got paid, I believe I got $50.
Oh, you win.
Yeah.
So Faith is funnier than
I spend it all on drinks that night.
But makes worse financial decisions than me.
Yes. What'd you spend your $25 on, professional comedian?
I invested it in a 6.5% return savings account, and now I have $10,926.
Good job.
I was 4 when this happened.
Yeah. It was the Johnny Carson show.
It was the Bozo the Clown show.
Yeah.
Huge in Chicago. Faith, we have a question.
Yes, we do.
From a listener.
Yay.
Do you want to read it or should I?
Why don't you read that question?
Hey, Faith, I got a question.
All right, go ahead. No, you don't. You don't have a question at all. You
This
lied.
again? This
I
again?
guess. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Please.
Hello. This is from Jenny, by the way. First of all, I would like to say that I love your podcast. Aw, Jenny, you're the best.
Thank you.
I recently started listening when my partner came out as gender questioning, and the cis partner episodes were incredibly helpful to me in understanding my own emotions and the new information that my partner shared with me. Thank you so much. I can't express how thankful I am to have had this resource. Oh my gosh. Secondly, I do have a question. I was wondering if you could discuss the gender spectrum a bit and what it means to be gender questioning. My partner doesn't really know how they feel, but they know that they don't feel entirely their assigned gender. As a straight cis woman, I am having a really hard time understanding these feelings and what to do, if anything, to support them in helping them figure out what makes them most comfortable. I asked my therapist, but he automatically wanted to put my partner into the trans binary and started using opposite gender pronouns, parentheses, which my partner does not want, and told me to start thinking about my feelings about transition, which was not helpful at all. I love my partner very much. I want to support them as much as possible, but I'm just sort of confused about what is going on internally and what my role is here. Thank you so much. You both are amazing. Wow, Jenny.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
It's a lot to unpack. That's a great question.
Definitely.
Thank you. And
It's
it is a lot to unpack.
complicated. There's
a
so
lot.
much.
That's why I wrote to you today and was like, good question, because it was so much to talk about.
They forwarded this to me, and I was like, yeah, we're doing that tonight.
So let's talk about, first of all, if you sent us emails and we haven't gotten to them yet, sorry, this one jumped ahead in the queue.
Sorry.
It's not a queue where we just answer them in the order they're received.
No.
Because some of them we don't know. Some of them we have to do research.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them we're just like boom inspired.
Mm-hmm.
So
what do we tell Jenny?
Okay, so let's talk about first the gender spectrum and what it means to be gender questioning. Mm-hmm. So I think that there even biological sex is a spectrum. Mm-hmm. Because there are, in general, we'll call them sperm-producing organisms and egg-producing organisms. And that includes humans. But genetically speaking, there's a lot of variation among humans. Mm-hmm. Gender is a social construct, 100% a social construct. And gender describes clothing, social roles, behaviors, jobs, roles in society, what's acceptable in society, communication-wise, things like that, how people are brought up. That's gender, and that is something humans decided. And not every culture has had the same gender. Virtually no gender roles have changed wildly throughout history.
Of course.
From culture to culture.
Of course.
There have been some cultures where women rode into battle on the back of horses with swords killing. Okay, and there have been some cultures where men did all the pottery. And there are basically anything you can come up with, there's a variation.
Yes.
That's why sociology is so much fun.
And biology.
Yeah. No matter what you do, no matter what rule you come up with, there will be something that breaks that rule.
Yep.
And it's a huge spectrum. Because right now in our society, most of us grew up with, there are boys and there are girls. Boys wear blue and they play with trucks and they're rough and tumble and they like to climb trees and they play in the mud and they compete with each other and they
don't ever get to cry.
Yeah.
Or have feelings or talk about things or pet a cat.
And they're trained to be aggressive. Girls are trained to be nurturing and they are to be dainty and delicate and frail.
And they are always nice and always self-effacing.
Yes, and always smiling. And never in a bad mood. And that's obviously bullshit.
Yes.
So there is a huge spectrum of how humans feel comfortable. And I always said that even gender variation, even terms like transgender, or me saying that I'm a male to female transgender person, or someone saying they're non-binary, is us trying to come up with terms that make us feel comfortable with the way we want to express ourselves.
It's almost a way to translate your experience into the existing language.
Yeah. And I spent so much time saying that I was gender flux. And that was me saying, I need a term to describe what I am. And I wasn't quite comfortable saying I was trans yet, but I knew I was more than just dabbling. I knew this went deeper to my core than a fetish or something, or a hobby. So I needed a new term. Any term people come up with, gender questioning, gender queer, non-binary, even trans, even cis. These are terms that we use for convenience to describe who we are.
They are labels to apply when it works.
Exactly.
They are not written in stone. They are not biological. They are not your future or your destiny.
No. And they change over time.
Yes.
They absolutely do change over time. I have had moments as an out trans woman undergoing medical transition where I don't feel male, but I do feel kind of genderless sometimes, where I'm like, so we all have these, we pick a term that works for us, and it needs to work for us. You don't have to, none of those terms work for you if you're like, I don't really feel like I'm genderqueer, I don't really feel like I'm non-binary, I know I might not be trans, or I know I'm trans, but I don't like the stereotypical masculine behavior or feminine behavior. I want something else, but I know I'm kind of not. It's fine. You do you.
That's the good news here.
Every single one of those terms exists for the sake of your convenience. Humans are different. There's 8 billion humans now?
8,963,000,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Dolores had her baby.
She did.
Oh, good for her.
She's naming him Nigel.
Nice. There are 8 billion of us. 8 billion and Nigel. So, and that might not even say that baby's name. Who knows? Every single one of us kind of fits in a little differently and feels comfortable a little differently. There are terms that we've all kind of gone, okay, enough of us sort of agree on these that we have these feelings that we want to start a community to support each other, and that's how these terms get developed.
Yes.
For the larger society and for the majority of people, they can work within those huge overarching boy, girl, male, female roles. And that works for them. for a lot of us, and I think we're learning as this becomes more and more prevalent in society and more people can just kind of admit this and talk openly about this, that for a lot of us, maybe 10%, maybe even more than that, don't quite feel comfortable with that binary.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that we're going to fit anywhere neatly into any of the other in-between categories,
Yep.
including trans,
Genderqueer.
including fully binary trans. We're going to be comfortable where we're comfortable.
Yeah.
And so I would say, first of all, for your partner, dude, it's okay to be confused. It's a friggin' confusing thing, and our society doesn't educate us about this stuff.
Yeah.
Kath and I are educating people about this, and we don't know a damn thing.
We are the least qualified. Okay, we're not the least qualified, but we're pretty unqualified.
Do you know you can just start a podcast? You don't have to, like, file paperwork with anyone.
There's no license. There's no test.
So,
I have Wikipedia and a microphone.
yeah, that's like a song. I got Wikipedia and a microphone. That's like Beck did that song, I think. That was the original version. He did 2 turntables and a microphone.
Oh, okay.
But got Wikipedia and a microphone. Anywho, sorry. For the Beck fans out there, you'll really enjoy that. No, you won't even enjoy that.
Beck fans, I'm so happy for you. Hooray, he left Scientology.
Maybe they like Scientology. I don't know. So, it's okay that your partner, Jenny, it's okay that your partner is, like, completely confused. And they don't, like you say, they don't feel entirely their inside gender. Dude, welcome to the club.
That's an entirely
A lot of us don't.
healthy, normal reaction to growing up in this culture.
And a lot of us who don't feel comfortable spend a lot of years confused. I spent 35 years confused before I transitioned.
So much time.
And I'm still kind of confused sometimes. So, for you to be their partner and not have these feelings, it's even more understandable that you're confused because you're not experiencing them. And that's totally okay that you don't understand those feelings. Because your partner probably barely understands them or struggles to put them into words. I know I did, and I know we've heard from lots of other people who had. So let's look at this whole thing. I think it's great that you're willing to be supportive.
Yes.
I'd
oh
say,
my God, Jenny, you rock.
Yeah. The first thing is what your partner's feeling and not quite knowing entirely where they fit and not quite knowing what they want their role to be and not quite knowing what they want their pronouns to be or what they feel comfortable with. This takes time. This can take decades.
It could take 35 years if you're unlucky.
Yeah. People come out in their 60s. Because that's when they figure this shit out and when it's right for them. Your partner is taking their first baby steps into this. And it's totally okay. But it's awesome that you're there to support them.
I'm so glad you're
and
there.
that you're willing to be supportive. So, Kath, you're the partner.
Yep.
What do you do to support someone, especially when they're confused? When they don't quite know where they fit, but they know they don't fit.
I mean, we're starting from a really good place, first of all. We're starting from a place where you have access to resources like the Gender Rebels, but I presume you also have access to the internet.
They're not even licensed.
An unlicensed podcast? Don't tell the FCC.
Oh, God.
I love that you are coming at this from a supportive point of view and also from an inquisitive point of view. I love that, Jenny. You really... It's solid gold. Like, it is, from what I've read, a huge difference in the life of a trans person to have a supportive partner, especially in a situation like yours where there's this gray zone, there's this murkiness. We're not sure how this is going to turn out, but your partner, your person, the one you love, has decided to figure it out, and you're there for them, and that is so, so great. Now, what's next? The library. The public library, the internet, podcasts, us, other people, make friends, maybe a better therapist. If your partner has a therapist, I'm sure having their own therapist, not yours, because I'm not fond of your guy, would be tremendously helpful, especially if they're trained in, what is it, gender, what's the word for it?
I'm not sure, but
You're a
I
therapist
know
who has training in these kinds of questions.
I've tried therapists who their first thing is like, oh, you're trans? Great. I'll blame everything on that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. I'm like, no, that's not it. I know that's not it.
With the medical thing.
Is
Isn't
it?
it like trans broken arm syndrome?
No.
It's like you go into the emergency room with a broken arm, they're like, so tell me about the hormones you're taking. You're like, dude, can I get an x-ray and a cast first?
Yeah.
And I get why people hyper-focus on it, perhaps out of proportion to what they should be. I get, because it's unusual. And I've heard that about overweight people and tall people, and like, you variate from the mean in a way that I'm going to ignore everything else you say.
Yeah.
Not the point. So now is, I don't want to discount how stressful or uncertain or tricky this has to be, but now is kind of the fun part where you and your partner get to explore and try things on. And are they a demi-female? Are they demi-male? Are they gender flux? Are they, do none of the above fit? And then they get to figure out what makes them happiest, what sort of presentation, what sort of pronouns, what sort of name. Now is a time to learn and explore and read and talk to people. And there is no deadline and there is no wrong answer. But you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
There isn't, you're not going to have the solution tomorrow because this episode won't even be posted tomorrow.
Yeah.
It'll be posted eventually.
But you have to be patient when you're saying, like, I love them very much. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, as a trans person, having a loving partner like Kathleen is actually really helpful in transition. Because transition is so fucking hard. And being trans and confused is really hard. And so that's awesome that you want to support them as much as possible. I would say be there. Let them guide. Don't necessarily, try to push them or nudge them. Be there to listen. Like Kath is saying, educate yourself. When you say in your email, I'm just sort of confused about what is going on internally and what my role is here. Your partner's also probably confused about that.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. And y'all are going to be confused together, and that's just sort of awesome. I always come back to this Jack Kerouac quote about creativity.
Yeah.
But just that I have nothing to offer the world but my own confusion.
Yeah.
You have nothing to offer your partner but your own confusion, and your partner has that to offer you, and you guys are going to hang out and be confused together, and you're going to learn about this stuff together. You might meet people and go to a meeting or meet people in your area or, find a Facebook group or, find a roller derby team or
Always roller derby with you people.
It is. It is a sport that is very accommodating of gender nonconformity, and that's awesome. So, unlike basketball. No.
Well, I would say Jenny has more to give to her partner than her confusion. She has her love and support.
Oh, no.
And I know you knew that, but you're going to be confused for a while. You are. This is how it is. Say you both decided to rewire your home. Well, you're going to have to figure some stuff out. You're going to have to talk to some people, and you're going to have to try some things. You have a new, big, important project.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word.
No, I think that's true. You're gonna be there for your partner, for their confusion, for those moments where they can't do anything but cry because it's so hard, and you're going to be there for them, and your heart is going to break, and you're going to be there for them, and you're going to be there for those, like, awesome moments where they figure something out and have a breakthrough and get to have a party. Like, it's...
And they're going to get some stuff wrong. Maybe they're going to see, maybe this label fits, and they go to some message boards, and they're like, oh, wow, that is fucking toxic. No. Or let them play with it. This is the fun time.
Yeah. They're going to play with it. They're going to have fun. You're going to have fun with them. I think, find where they land. See where they land. When they land. If they land. One of the things that you are going to have to do is maybe make an adjustment. It's something that, we've heard about. We've talked to people where lesbian couples, one partner transitions and they're like, wait, I'm fucking straight now?
Yeah.
You had to deal with, oh wait, I'm fucking gay now?
Yeah.
You may have to deal with something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that like?
Oh, I mean, awesome for me because I get all the benefits of being a gay girl and had to pay none of the very tremendous, what's the word I'm looking
price?
for?
Social
costs, price. I didn't get bullied for being gay. I didn't have to figure out how to date gay girls. I didn't have to deal with a wildly shrunken pool of partners. But now I get to walk down the street with my foxy girlfriend. So I feel terrific, but I have heard from a lot of people who have suffered as kids or maybe got kicked out of their house or something. And like, I am a woman who loves women. This is who I am. And I've put up with so much. And now I walk down the street with my partner and people think we're just straight. And what the fuck? I mean, it's a big part of my identity and I fucking earned it. So I got the good end of the stick. I guess I get the long end of the stick. Is that the expression?
The long end of the stick. The
other people get the short end of the stick.
Chocolate covered end of the stick, and not
yum.
the kite covered in pureed carrot, which is okay, but it's not as good as chocolate.
Where do you buy your sticks?
Lowry Sticks.
Oh, don't go to the stickery.
Oh, God, I haven't gone to the stickery since like last year.
Okay, but I think Lowry's Sticks is the stickery.
No, it's not. I went into the stickery and I was like, "Can I get a chocolate carrot?" And they're like, "Sorry, we're out." And I'm like, "It's the 1st of the month. When do you order?" And they were like, "We order on the 15th." And I like rolled my eyes and was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to the stickery." And they're like, "Fine." No, I was like, "I'm going to Lowry's." And they're like, "Fine, go to Lowry's." And I went to Lowry's and they had it. And you know what? It was $1.10 cheaper.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
By the foot. Because
obviously,
because they're normally what was Stickery? Stickery was like $8.95 a foot.
Also, Lowry's refuses to go metric, which I kind of like.
Yeah,
it's like, you're dying out. The chocolate end of the stick versus the carrot puree end of the stick. You're so weird. I love you.
I love you. Stuck with me. So after my transition. So
I mean, I wish...
Be funny. Have your partner be funny, because that helps.
I wish I could speak to Jenny's struggle.
Yeah.
But Jenny, it's going to be tough for a while. Like, I'm sorry, there's no way to make that go away or make it any better. And I know that labels work for us. We don't work for them. But there is comfort in figuring out your label. There is value to that, at least for me personally, because I think, oh, hey, it turns out I'm a demigirl or whatever. Then they can get to find a group or find websites or subreddits or message boards or things that fit and know that there's people out there like them. And here's the thing about your partner, Jenny. There's a bunch of people out there like them. Like exactly like them. Both in the questioning phase right now and in whatever your partner concludes. If your partner ever concludes something. They're not alone. And you're not alone. And the resources are out there and we have some links down below. I want to say this is going to be all fun and splendid and wild and awesome. It's going to be tough. Sometimes it's going to feel weird sometimes. Your partner will have to work to figure out where they quote unquote fit. But I'm confident they'll figure it out.
Yeah. Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient with them. Understand that this confusion is normal and this confusion takes time.
Yeah.
For us to figure out. Society has been hell bent on telling us not to explore this and not to figure this out because it is weird and shameful to want to do that. It's going to take time for your partner to shake that off and learn to work with that, be comfortable with themselves, and then figure out where they fit.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So be patient and be there for them. And it sounds like you're already there for them, so you're halfway there.
Yeah.
You don't even need to write us. You seem to actually know what's going on pretty well.
You've got your shit together,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Stop wasting our time, Jenny. You clearly know what's going on, and you seem like an awesome partner.
I've got like 17 emails I have not responded to, and I should be, but here I am talking to Jenny.
Yeah, who's clearly got it figured out. No, I think you do have it figured out. You have a huge part of this figured out, which is that you care about your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to be there for them. And transition can be frustrating and scary and weird and confusing for the person who's, I say transitioning, but for the person who's exploring this side of themselves and trying to come to terms with the feelings they've kept buried because society tells them to keep it buried. Mm-hmm. Be there for them. Listen. Mm-hmm. Be supportive. Experience the joy and the pain with them and just ask them what they need. Yeah. And be open with them and honest with them. And you already sound like an awesome partner, and it sounds like you've got all the skills and tools you need to really rock this. So
keep doing exactly what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Be a good listener. Help out when you need to. I've found that it might be helpful to do a little bit of the legwork with finding a therapist, for example, or fending off phone calls from mom, or whatever it turns out your partner needs. That's what you're there for.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it'll turn out pretty well for both of you. And keep us posted.
Yeah, please do.
And other listeners, if you're in similar situations or are a partner of someone in a similar situation, write in. Let us know. Tell us about resources or places on the internet or cool therapists or books you've read or anything that have helped you sort this out. Like you think Jenny could use or Jenny's partner could use.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you again, Jenny, for writing. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, Jenny. And thank you all out there in Gender Rebel Land.
I hope we helped, and we will talk to you next time.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Keep rebelling.
Keep rebelling.
If you've enjoyed this episode and want to help us keep making more great content, go to patreon.com/genderrebels.
Please leave a 5-star review on iTunes.
And send your questions to questions@genderrebels.com or find us on Twitter @thegenderrebels.
Music for The Gender Rebels is by Jasper the Colossal. Follow the link down below or download them on iTunes today.
And for all our episodes, visit genderrebels.com.
Gender Rebels is a From Backsync production, copyright 2019. All rights reserved.
And to all you gender rebels out there, keep rebelling.
Bye.